The history of Marinduque. During the Spanish colonization in the late 1500s, Marinduque was part of the Batangas province. Later on, it became part of the province of Mindoro. Marinduque only became a province of its own during the American colonization. Its first government was established in Boac. The first inhabitants of Marinduque were Malay natives. They established trade relations with the Chinese as early as the Sung dynasty, as evidenced by the artifacts and shards still found in caves that abound on the island. While the original name of the island was Malandic, the Spaniards called it Marinduque, finding it hard to pronounce the Malay word, meaning sea everywhere. While Malandic was thought to pertain to the sloping terrain and as reference to Mount Malindig and Balagbag mountain range at the southern end and central part of the island respectively. On April 28, 1898, with the overthrow of the last Spanish cazadores, Tagalog soldiers, after armed conflict and hostilities with the revolutionists during the Philippine-Spanish War, Marinduque declared its separation from Mindoro and from Spanish rule, a move that was notified by the ruling class from the different towns of the island province. The local struggle was led by Martin Lartizabal, who was appointed as military governor of Marinduque during the first revolutionary provincial government. During the American regime, the first major victory of the Filipino soldiers in the second phase of the Philippine Revolution occurred in Torrijos, Marinduque, thus known as the Battle of Pulang Lupa on September 13, 1900s, during the Filipino-American War, when local forces led by Lieutenant Colonel Maximo Abad defeated the American contingent under the command of Captain de Veroc's Shields. The said battle was considered one of the most dramatic reversals the Americans suffered during the war with the Philippines. Later on May 1, 1901, the United States Philippine Commission passed Act No. 125, which created the province of Marinduque and established the provincial government at the municipality of Boac, its capital. A year later, by virtue of Act No. 423, dated June 23, 1902, the U.S. Philippine Commission annexed the island of Mindoro, including the island of Lubang, then separated from the province of Cavite to the province of Marinduque. Boac remained as the capital of the consolidated provinces. 4 months after, on November 10, by virtue of an Act No. 499, Marinduque was made part of Tayabas, now Quezon. Later on May 17, 1907, under Act No. 1649, the Commission made Marinduque a sub-province of Tayabas. And finally, on February 21, 1920, Act No. 2880, sponsored by then Representative Hon. Ricardo Paras Jr., separated the sub-province of Marinduque from Tayabas and re-established the former province of Marinduque. That law was signed by American Governor Francis Burton Harrison.
Pare, kanya nga napasa yung research proposal.
Ay, pre, bukas naman din yun.
Nga ni pala
Ay, oo man din.
Ay, may gawa ka na.
Wala pa nga ni. Ay, ikaw.
Ay, wala pa rin nga
Ay, paano tayo nito?
Bahala na si Batman.
The version of Tagalog spoken in Marinduque, known as the Marinduque Tagalog, has been described as the root from which modern national forms of speech have sprung, where remnants of archaic Tagalog could be found, spoken in a lilting manner by its inhabitants. If this linguistic theory is accurate, Marinduque's Tagalog has contributed significantly to the development of the official Philippine national language. To this day, Marinduqueños speak an old variation of Tagalog language that is very close to the way Tagalog was spoken before the Spanish colonization. According to language experts, the Tagalog dialect of Marinduque are the most divergent, especially the Eastern Marinduque dialect, perhaps due to the relative isolation from the Tagalogs of Luzon and also perhaps due to the influence of Visayan and Bicol migrants. Many educated Marinduqueños speak version of Tagalog during Spanish colonial era, and with English terms closer to the modern Filipino or standard Tagalog, because of mass media and modern versions of Tagalog Bible and retaining Visayan and Bicol influence. Arts and crafts of Marinduque. Local residents treat their arts and crafts as a source of income, making it an entrepreneurship. Marinduque Mariones Festival also plays a prominent role in Marinduque's culture that makes it one of the youngest Philippine regions. Some crafts that Marinduque have: Nito weaving. has traditionally been an additional source of livelihood for some who live in the rural areas. Few, however, have been able to sustain neat weaving. This is often made possible only with the intervention of a few traders who appreciate the value of the intricate weaving involved in this craft, such as the experience in Gasan. Entrepreneurs see the high value of knitted products that only need to be properly marketed, command good prices, and make the local artisans inspired to continue producing their products. Hiding in the small barangay of Boktoy, the municipality of Torrijos in where the best potter residing at, Gabisan Pottery is a home-based pottery shop where the magic of molding vases out of mud happened. It is owned by Gabisan family, a full-blooded Marinduqueñan who starts creating pots, vases, and brickworks almost decades now. The Morion head mask is central to the Moriones festival in Marinduque. It is traditionally designed to resemble Caucasian features, specifically that of a Roman legionnaire. A Morion mask is usually made out of the wood of dapdap, dita, or santol trees which are abundant in Marinduque. After the crafts, here is the sculpture. The Battle of Pulang Lupa, Filipino, Labanan sa Pulang Lupa, Spanish, Batalla de Tierra Roja, was an engagement fought on September 13, 1900s during the Philippine-American War between the forces of Colonel Maximo Abad and the Viral Shields, in which Abad's men defeated the American force. Festival, one of the oldest religious festivals in the Philippines. The Moriones Festival is a dedication to the half-blind Roman soldier, Longinus, who pierced Jesus in his side with a lance while he was on the cross. Legend has it that when some of the blood of Jesus fell into his sight returned. Upon experiencing this miracle, Longinus became convinced that Jesus was truly the Son of God and converted to Christianity. The festival reenacts the search for Longinus by centurions, adorned in colorful costumes, for this crime, with one member of the local community playing Longinus, who is captured and recaptured several times over the course of the festival in a playful game of cat and mouse. Every town in Marinduque has version of the festival, but Boac, the capital of the province, is typically the place to stay.